Good morning, everyone. I'm Marcellus Wallace, and I'm gonna give you today some tips to realize very big size puzzle, so that jigsaw puzzles may now not appear as tough, as hard that it has been before for you. So the first thing we've got to ask ourselves is how to cut a jigsaw puzzle. In fact, you've got two possible techniques. One is laser cutting on a table like this one. You see? So the piece of jigsaw puzzle has to be smaller than the cutting table. Or, on another part, you can have this kind of pieces on great shapes, but like for the laser cutting table, you've got a limitation, a size limitation. So when you buy your 5,000 pieces jigsaw puzzle with a Neuschwanstein castle, you may ask yourself, oh my dear, how did they cut it? And in fact, it's the cutting technique that will help you to realize this puzzle, which has about 1,800 pieces of sky. Have you seen this corner of blue sky? Have you seen this corner of quite white sky? It seems impossible. On another side, down here, it's really easy to do. You've got the castle, the forest, the mountains. About 30 years ago, I had finished already the forest, I had finished the castle, and I was like this in front of the sky pieces. So I decided to do the part on the left. And it was really difficult. So I put all the pieces in the same box and I tried them, one after another. And so, what appeared when I was here was that when I was here, I discovered that some pieces of here were taking the same place. You see, you try and a blue one is okay. 20 minutes later, another is okay. And another one. So I said, oh, stop. There is something to do with this. Because there is white only here, and there is blue only here. So what does happen? So I was looking and I remarked some things. You see, shapes seem to be the same. The green, the purple, the red ones. And it was always the same great shape. So when you look at the whole puzzle, what do you see? You see that the left part is translated on the right part. And if you take this shape, you see that it appears here also. And so you can do it for the whole puzzle. I remarked another thing after translation. When you look at the corner here, you can see that shapes are the same on another corner. So the same with the yellow ones. And in the middle, it's the same. And here, with the black ones, okay. If you remember a bit your mathematics lesson, you can say, oh, there is something about the center. Something happens also in the center of the cutting. Yes, but it's not translation, because when you have this shape, on the other part, it's on the other side. if here you consider that it's looking at the top, here it's looking down. Yes, you have central symmetry. Central symmetry, this piece here can be looked here also. This one is here. So it's the same on the other part of the puzzle, of course. And so in the end, what do you have? You have translation, you see here, that can go on the left, or here the purple can go on the right, on the red part. And also you have central symmetry between the purple and the green. Central symmetry between the red and the yellow. So your 5000 jigsaw puzzle is in fact divided in 4 small puzzles that do have the same shapes for the pieces. But in the end you will tell me, okay, how can you make the link between the 4 parts? This is the question of the medians. The medians usually have special pieces with special shapes that permit to make a link between the different parts of the jigsaw puzzle. You can see here, it's not Neuschwanstein castle on this one, but you can see that the pikes here do not have the usual shape of the other pikes. You see, the pikes with the red arrow are more flat than the ones with the green arrows. You may also see on the median this kind of shape with no pike. It's easier also to have the link between the different parts of the puzzle. So on many of these, if you see bizarre pieces that are not like the other one, they may be on the median. And another tip that goes in every jigsaw puzzle, but you've got to know when you have separate your pieces between shapes, you know, you take 2 holes and 2 spikes, 3 holes or 3 pikes. You've got to know that puzzling is a zero-sum game. In the end, the usual matrix, the green one you see like this, has to be reproduced on the whole jigsaw puzzle. So if you have a 3-hole pieces like the A one, to permit to have this shape reproduced, you must have near the 3 holes a 3 pikes. This is the simple combination of zero-sum game because equilibrium is given with only 2 pieces. But you may have combinations real bigger with 4 pieces, for example, especially when you have 4 pikes or 4 holes pieces. It's mandatory to have 3 pikes or 3 holes pieces nearby. So don't look in your batch of, I would say, normal pieces to complete and to look for the B1 if this one has got 3 holes. I hope you understand. And so once you know all this, you can go to do what was, you can go to do what was a long time ago, the greatest puzzle, double retrospect, um, drawings from Keith Haring, produced by Ravensburger, 32,000 pieces. Okay, 8 batches. The 8 batches here do have 4,000 pieces each. But when you look at the batch, you say, in fact, the cutting matrix is 1,000 pieces. So I have to guess one matrix of one drawing, and that will be done. This is what I did many years ago. But at the beginning, the best is to begin with the easier one. Look at this one. You've got many colors, lots of drawings. This was the easier, so I decided to begin with this one to know the shape. And after, with transparent paper, I had the shapes of all the pieces I have to look for. This was really easier than doing this one, on which you have big parts with only one color, big monochromic parts. You know, that would have been more and more difficult. So, in the end, as you know that in the middle, in all the medians, there must be special pieces. As you know that you have translation between both, and you have central symmetry, you're able to do what you want with this puzzle. And in the end, I decided, if you look at here, I just decided to switch some parts to have my own custom Ravensburger puzzle. Yes, the two guys on the normal puzzle are on the left, and the orange one is on the right. And you see, I put them on the other side. There are other several differences, but that could be done. And once you know all this, you can look with another eye this Ravensburger 40,000 pieces. Look at here. We've got the medians. You've got, if you cut here, if you take only 8, you've got the 32,000 of the former one. And the 8 of the puzzle is the same as the other one. So you know that in fact, you just have 10 drawings, and each of these drawings is divided in 4 parts. The 4 parts that will help you to realize the whole drawing.